Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back. This is going to be the second drive on this channel, second drive through Colorado. As you can see, we're driving a new vegetables. We're driving some iron pipes, and we're going from Alamosa to Denver Airport. Let's get back into the truck, turn off the hazards, and I believe we can slowly start going. We'll also change to maps and put our rear mirror. We have a 5-hour in-game drive. That was a little bit wider than I needed to. Yeah, we have 300 miles to go. It's going to be a little bit longer than the last one. I think last one was about 200 miles, but since we added the extra length to our routes, we will have longer routes from now on, and every level is going to be progressing as well. So right now we're going 4 to 7. I believe this is an incline, that's why we're kind of halting at a 47. Doesn't look like it. 48. Yeah, this is an incline, definitely. We're going to be picking up speed right now. Okay. So since it's 10:50 p.m. in game, that means that we are going to be driving the whole night. And that means that the third episode or the next drive is going to be during the day. For now, we're stuck during the nights, which I kind of do not like, because I would like to see the map, as I said in the previous episode. I would really like to see it, I would like to explore it, see what's new, see what's up. But until that day comes, we will have to wait until the next episode, at least. I personally have actually never been to Colorado, but I have been in Utah about 6 years ago. It's almost 7 actually. And that was quite an experience, I have to tell you. I loved American trucks since I was a kid, and just seeing a big Peterbilt and big Kenworth and all those wonderful trucks like the one I'm driving right now in person was a treat, to say the least, especially on highways hauling big cargoes. The right rear view mirror is almost not needed at this point, since everything is black. The only thing good is that we can see if somebody's approaching us on the highway, but we will keep it there for now. And we will slow down a little bit because this is going to be Yeah. I do not like curves when I have a big cargo behind me because you can easily flip over. That's first. And second, I don't like to ruin the truck by ruining the suspension on one side by tilting the whole truck. Not just the trailer, but the whole truck. We have actually entered a city or town that we passed through last time, but this time we're going to be going through a different route. I'll actually shift to the right lane because we're going to be going right about here. So just like in the last video, if you would like me to comment on something or discuss something with you guys, just let me know in the comments. I did not have any comments, sadly, in the last video, but we'll hope this time is going to be different. And yes. Actually, in the comments, when you see this video, I would like you to maybe comment about what's your situation right now due to this whole COVID pandemic and COVID problems. I know that I live in Europe, I know that most of the Europe is actually on a lockdown. I know also that some parts of the United States are on a lockdown as well. And I was just wondering, every single country, every single place has its own restrictions, its own boundaries that the people have to keep or obey. I was just wondering if you could maybe share your insights, stories about you, where you live, and just what's the current happening with you guys. Since I live in Slovenia, right now we have a police curfew. Actually, it started 50 minutes ago. Right now it's almost 10 p.m. And I have basically been home for a couple of months now because our little boy is home because daycare is also closed as well. But yeah, it's difficult, I have to say. It's difficult, not because my son is at home, but just unemployment is, I know, going to rise because businesses are being shut down because of the COVID, because the government said that all stores have to be closed right now and all public places, basically like restaurants and stuff, they need to be closed. And yeah, I know it's going to have some problems or some impact on the economy. And I'm also one of the people that is looking for a job, so if you have any references of where I can find a job, give a suggestion. I'm also trying to earn some money from YouTube. That's why I am creating these videos for you guys, because my goal right now is to entertain you and make you forget about your day-to-day problems, and also earn some money that is always welcome. And that Kenworth is beautiful. I love it. We will overtake it at this moment, and just pull on through. We are actually halfway through our journey. As I said in the previous video, the time is different when you're on a highway. The time ratio goes 1 minute in real life over 20 minutes in game. So that means that the full hour is done in 3 minutes. We've been driving for about, let's say, 10 minutes, and yeah, it's already been 2.5 hours. The time ratio does not apply only to highways, but out of city roads. Let's switch lanes. And we'll just continue on 70. And I believe this is downhill, so that's why I'm going over 70 at the moment. Maybe I should lower it to 65. Let's see. We're going to need to switch lanes. I really have to say that I'm impressed by this game every time I play it. Just the amount of detail that they put into these roads, the amount of work that came into programming and working with maps and working with roads and taping roads and scripting how truck behaves on the road and everything is outstanding. And it brings a lot of people fun and joy that they need throughout that day. Which is what games are all about. I'm going to overtake this car. Go 65. This is a wavy road. I actually like a challenge. There's a road in Euro Truck Simulator 2 that is, I believe, in Austria, somewhere close to Vienna, that is really, really wavy, meaning as going left and right, really sharp curves. So this was actually this kind of reminded me, even though it's not that bad as that road, but this kind of reminded me of it. So we're going to be going left. Not here, but here. to be going about now. No? Oh, wait. The one thing I really need to focus on is trying to get the distance from the hood to the wheel, the steering wheel, down better in American Truck Simulator. Because there's always a small gap that's either too big or I'm over the line. I believe that on this road, on this traffic light, I was over the line at least a couple of feet. We have 60 more miles to go. We're actually going to be unlocking a new city, I believe, Denver. I don't believe I've been to Denver since I'm driving on this profile. I have another American Truck Simulator profile, which is on level, I believe, 24 or 5. And on that profile, I have 7 or 8 trucks. Some located in Utah, some located in Washington State. And as soon as I start buying my own trucks, and I'm actually going to be driving rented trucks or trucks that are given to me for driving a certain cargo. For a while, I'm not going to be buying a truck for myself, but I'm going to be buying it. I believe we're going this way. Yeah. Even though it is closed. Let's see if we can squeeze. This was a big traffic accident, but we are pulling through. There we go. I know we're not supposed to do that, but I also know that rerouting is somewhat a pain. In this game, so, and since we're only 32 miles away, I did not want to jeopardize getting into the train station in Denver. Actually, this is where I think we started the last episode, from this train station that's on our right. Switch lanes over here so that we don't go on exit 275, because we need to continue on forward. Yeah. Denver Airport, 3/4 of a mile. And I can already see it on the map. Also, one thing that is difficult for me to understand is the measurement system that is in United States, like 3/4 of a mile, for instance. It's just one example. Since I live in Europe, we use the metric system, and it is, at least to me, far more simpler, or just something that I'm used to. You can also write in the comments what kind of systems do you use in the place where you live. I'm actually wondering how big of a variety there is, and also what do you prefer, because I also know that some Americans or English residents that they use imperial system, but they prefer metric system because they say it's much simpler to them to use, even though they've grown up with imperial system. Let's see. I'm gonna be heading off here. That was a close call. I think he actually stopped in the middle of the road, so we'll have to go around him. I do not know why he stopped in the middle of the road like that. That was a close call, I have to say. Okay. I will not be speeding up too much because we have a red light ahead of us. And also well, actually we have a green light. Beautiful. I wanted to say that also we have a advantage of being in the United States, meaning that we could turn right even though it's red. Is this guy letting me pass? I believe so. Beautiful. And there's going to be a recruitment agency up ahead, as far as I can see. Usually on the map, if you see a question mark without any repair station or mechanic, or the little knob, then it is, oh, a viewpoint. Actually, let's stop at the viewpoint. This is going to be my first stop at a viewpoint in... It's going to be a little bit illegal, but this is going to be my first viewpoint in Colorado. Let's turn off and enter. Denver Airport. Just hope I will not create big enough traffic. Okay, we actually just drove through here. I like the details that they did. Horse is nice, the stallion. Those jets that you can see. There we go. That's a big jet. It's really nicely done. That's one of those jets that can get loaded from the front and the back. That was actually quite nice to see. And luckily we didn't cause any traffic. We just moved from the road. There's a car approaching, two cars approaching behind us. Actually, there's a constant flow of cars approaching. And we could just patiently wait. And there's actually a plane moving. I like the detail in creating that. Whoa. That was a little bit wide. I did not plan this, I'm sorry. But we are 0 minutes in and 0 miles in, which means we are here. I will actually go for the 90 XP. Let's see, where do we have to park it? Maybe it's somewhere over there. Wow. It's actually not going to be tough at all. Just speaking from experience. Let's see, where is it? Okay, so right there. Now let's straighten it up. And we'll go forward. Straighten it up again. Actually, we can go into Kevin. And just let it glide, as I say. Or I like to say. Because I believe that that's the best way to park a big trailer that you're not sure of the dimensions. And perfect. Job was excellent. And I believe this is going to reach us level 3 and almost a half. Great. As I said, I put 2 long distance first. Then I put hazardous 1. And yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming to the channel. If you like the content, comment below, subscribe, like, and see you in the next episode.